I have Diastasis Recti. Hey guys, it's Ker-Leen. Thank you for tuning back into Lemomlife. So today I wanted to talk to you about Diastasis Recti. I'll start by defining what it is for you guys. Diastasis recti or recti is when your rectus abdominis, so your six-pack muscles, the large abdominal muscles, separate. According to babycenter.com, it says it's a pair of long flat muscles that run vertically down each side of your abdomen. They hold in your internal organs and stabilize your core. As your belly expands during pregnancy, the connective tissue gets stretched out, allowing the rectus abdominis to pull apart and separate vertically down the middle. Sometimes the tissue heals and the muscles come back together after delivery when your hormones return back to pre-pregnancy levels. But if this doesn't happen in 3 to 6 months, you can end up with a gap that won't close without treatment. About 40% of women have a diastasis at 6 months postpartum. I always thought that diastasis recti or recti happened in severe cases. It's not like I said, okay, it happened in this specific case, but my general understanding of it was just, I guess it happens to some people that have maybe they carry extremely large or have multiple birth pregnancies. So I was pretty ignorant about what it was until I got it, which is normally the case, right? When you're not really connected to something unless it happens to you or until it happens to you. I probably had diastasis recti after my previous pregnancy with my son, but it wasn't until this time around the 6-month mark when I found out I had it. So what happened was I was doing a lot this one particular weekend because it was my daughter's dedication weekend. So she was dedicated at church. And we had some things that I had to do. On one particular occasion, I was driving and I felt this really intense back pain. It wasn't sharp, but it wasn't dull. It was intense and it lingered. And it got progressively worse. So the onset was just one day, I just felt the pain. And it got progressively worse to the point where I was in tears and I couldn't pick up my babies. So at that point, I decided to go to my physician, who then referred me to a physical therapist. And the physical therapy session is when I found out that I had diastasis recti. So after she asked me a series of questions, she determined that I might have it. So what she did was she had me do an exercise, and that is how she was able to determine whether I had it. So basically what you do to find out if you have diastasis recti is you lay down on the ground and you put your fingers in the middle of your abdominal area, and then you do a crunch. It doesn't need to be a full sit-up or anything strenuous, just enough to engage your core. And depending on how many fingers you're able to get through, that's how you can determine the severity level. For me, I fortunately have diastasis recti where my abdomen stays together. It's separated, but it stays like this. There are some women who, when they do the crunch, their muscles lift and go like this. And so those are the women that can sometimes still look as if you're pregnant after you've had the baby 3 to 6 months down the line. And if you don't get it treated, it might stay that way, which is scary, but you could treat it. My physical therapist gave me a series of exercises to do to engage my core. Please go see a physical therapist, see your physician, then see if you can get referred, see a physical therapist, talk to them about your individual situation because every situation is different. But I did want to put this video out there to kind of raise awareness about diastasis recti because, as I mentioned, I was pretty naive and ignorant about it prior to experiencing back pain. And the reason why I had this severe back injury is because my abdominal muscles or my core were not as strong and not together as they should have been. And so my lower back was taking the slack for every single thing I needed to do with my newborn, all the way up to the point where she was 6 months old, and my back was like, we're not doing this anymore. We're not doing this anymore. So I've had to basically wear supportive garments throughout the day. I wear a belt, I wear a girdle, I have different supportive garments that I wear to help sustain me and sustain my core. I will link some of those in my Amazon shop, so if you want to check out my recommendations, click the link down below and you'll see some of the things I like to wear at home. Again, like I said, I didn't know I had it until I got a back injury, which doesn't have to happen to you. So if you've just recently had a baby, just do that simple check. Put your fingers in between the middle of your abdominal section. Do a crunch. If there's a separation there, you may want to talk to your physician about it, who may then refer you to a physical therapist, or you can go straight to a physical therapist and ask them for some exercises to help strengthen your core again and try to close it. Now, I started at a 3-finger gap, and through just strengthening my core and also wearing supportive garments, I'm now at about a 2, maybe a 1 in some spots. So mine is closing, so it is possible for it to close back up again. There are tons of videos on YouTube and tons of informational articles you can read about it, so make sure you do your homework. But that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you guys today. Do you have diastasis recti, and how did you get back to some sort of normalcy? Share it down below. If you have not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss my next video. And make sure you hit the notification bell so that every time I post a new video, you are made aware. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.